Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of WrestleSlam, the podcast brought to you by the Macau Casino Cork City and in association with Sports Matters TV. And we are fresh after WrestleMania 41. Definitely, regarded as probably one of the best ever. We're going to talk about what we think, but the feedback has been incredible. We're going to get our thoughts on night one and night two, what we thought was the best, and the matches. We're going to try and get through as many as we can, but we managed to. I suppose I stayed up for the first one, and then the lads. You did say it. To be fair, you were going to go to sleep for the
We're
second one,
gonna
but you
try,
stayed
yeah.
up. I stayed in bed.
It's
Yeah.
very difficult.
Yeah, no, it can be. It can be, to be fair. So look, obviously we go through night one and night two, okay? Now quickly, Phil, just a quick question. Was night one or night two better for you?
Night two had a better flow and better matches, so yeah, night two. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think overall night two, but there's stuff in night one that I really liked as well, though.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be in agreement there. I think night two was probably the better night. Out of both. Now, we'll go through both nights as quick as we can, okay? Because we want to try and squeeze everything in within this 30 minutes or so, okay? So obviously it happened in Las Vegas. Nevada. It was broadcasted all around the world. We watched it on Netflix. Okay, so night one, obviously Saturday night, guys. We were in Matt's house for that one. It was also live at the Macau Casino, Cork City. So we went through our pre-predictions and all that kind of stuff. I think we were kind of spot on with most of our predictions. So I'm going to go through night one quickly. The first match, Jey Uso defeated Gunther by submission, singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, all I'm going to say on this match, Phil, is that I thought Gunther looked weak.
Yeah. That's it. That's exactly what I was going to say. So, the end of this match is ridiculous. I just don't think he should be tapping out
Yeah,
at all. Where he goes next now is going to be the problem.
yeah,
But
it's gonna be
overall,
interesting.
overall, a very flat match. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
the entrances were the most hyped part of it.
They were, and look, we are happy with Jey Uso. Well deserved. He's been in that company a long time. I remember we seen him 9, 10 years ago, and obviously, he was doing his tag team stuff, the Usos.
Yeah,
Um, he's come a long way though, which is great. And
yeah.
I suppose the next thing is what will happen next. Who does he face next? Who appears on Raw,
There was talk
or
about
SmackDown?
Rollins, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, that'll be very interesting. The New Day crowned the tag team champions. They defeated the War Raiders by pinfall. That was an interesting match. I could have liked the New Day. I did say that to you, Phil. The New
Yeah,
Day
I
could
didn't.
win, and you didn't like the match, but are you
No.
happy that they could have won the other again?
They should have put this on Raw and put the TLC match on this. Like, there's a TLC match happening on SmackDown this coming Friday. Should have been on this instead of this.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it wasn't, like, because this is a match you'd see on Raw. Like, okay, Kofi Kingston won his 15th tag title, which is
Mm,
kind of wreck. I don't know if anyone has that many. I'd have to go and
I
check.
don't think so.
He's the
No.
highest. But it was just something that you'd see on Raw every week. Um,
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, you liked it more than me. I just couldn't get into it. Maybe it was just the lack of energy from the first match just took it out of it when the second match came on.
Yeah,
That's
we did find. I think we did say the turning point for us was I think the fourth match, but obviously the third match was Jade Cargill. She defeated Naomi. What was your thoughts on that match, my man?
um. I like Naomi's new music. That brings
Mm,
something different. I just thought that I don't know. It wasn't particularly brilliant, but it wasn't atrocious. And
yeah,
I think it got the job done for what was set out to achieve, I suppose.
yeah,
Jade Cargill, I don't know. I've never been fully on board with her.
mm,
I don't know what it is. I just can't explain. But
yeah,
it was just, it was just there, I suppose. Like again, we were just so deflated from the first two matches. I was like, is this going to get any more? Like, and the crowd didn't help. To be fair, the crowd were
no,
poor.
they did. Yeah,
Yeah, but Jade did have a really weird entrance with the weatherman.
Yeah, it was a wet entrance, but she done all right. I think my take on the match, it was a decent match, but I did find the first three matches, I wouldn't say flat. It just could have I could have woke up around the fourth match, and was it just me? I don't know. Maybe it was just
I was,
maybe it was just me.
it was definitely with me as well. Uh,
Maybe it was the fact it was late in Ireland as well. It was 1 a.m. around half one at that time,
yeah. No, I was just, I think match one and match two are flat, and then you're in your own head, you're going, they should have put something more lively on next. But they did in
Yeah, yeah.
the fourth match with LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Um,
Yeah, great match, great match. Over 10 minutes, I think that blew us away, that match. That's when it could have,
yeah,
there was a big turning point in our moods in that moment. And Fatu becoming United States champion, but Phil, that was an incredible match.
yeah. I was expecting it to be decent, but it was actually people were actually saying this was the second best match on the show. As her on the night, I can't disagree. I thought it was very good. Um,
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu is just he's a worldie, and I think there's only a matter of time before he's going to be in the world title pictures.
There's
Uh,
something about him. It's
yeah,
it's like he's overleaped Solo. Like Solo didn't even have a match now, which is
I know he was on
interesting.
this with him, but like, yeah, I know what you mean. It was just
Mm.
he's kind of like gone ahead of him now, and but people just connect with him as well. Uh,
Yeah, they do,
I don't
because
know
he's a
what
mad
they.
fucker. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
just he's exactly what you see. Like, he's not trying to hide anything,
yeah. Exactly.
Um,
And I did get a
the
special
mi-
entrance in this one. I thought was weird. Um, because
Yeah, well, that could be a side of things. Like if you look at the LA Knight and his transformation, like even when he came to WWE,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like he came as a Max Dupree,
yeah,
and then obviously he reformed to LA Knight. But he's had an incredible 3 4 years. Like
yeah. Especially the last 18 months. I
yeah, he's
think
been
Money in the Bank
immense.
we were on, but we've been talking about him since then that he was kind of screwed over at that Money in the Bank, the one that we were.
Yeah, yeah.
But hopefully now there's something in the pipeline for him after this because I don't know. It's hard to know
Well, I
where
hope so.
hard to know where a lot of wrestlers are going after this show. To be honest,
There could be a couple of releases. He like he's
never
a
know.
serious talent LA Knight. You know what I mean? Serious talent. So. We hope that he does get pushed a bit more. The next match, El Grande Americano, Rhea Phoenix. This one had us in stitches, and especially for the promos, Bill. Them promos before it was just incredible.
The fake voices from El Grande Americano. I just reminded me of Taka Mininoku and Kain Tai.
Or like a Bruce Lee film, like when he's chatting and
Yeah,
it's so far ahead,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Obama.
It was very good, and the entrance was brilliant with the old Mexican filter and the band, the El Macho band. Um, yeah, I actually really surprisingly liked this match a lot for some reason. Everybody knows the whole story is with Chad Gable, uh,
Yeah,
but I think there might be a shift in where it was supposed to be going, the storyline, because
yeah,
earlier in the day they're after buying AAA WWE, so is this going to lead to a big Mexican? Like there was one announced, wasn't there? Worlds Collide.
Worlds collide. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, is it going to last that long now? Uh, um, where all the Mexicans team up on getting an unmasking.
yeah. I think that could happen. He can go on a bit of a run, maybe.
Yeah. And then it was great to see El Vikingo in the ring afterwards. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a big deal, isn't he?
yeah, he's in TNA,
Big, big deal.
TNA this weekend. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, overall, I liked the match a lot. I thought it was
Mm.
going to be, obviously, we were gearing up for it to be Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, yeah.
But he got serious. I don't even know. How did they say how long Rey is going to be out for? I can't remember if they did or not.
They didn't say, I don't think. They didn't
Yeah.
say.
Because I was kind of
So,
looking forward to the match. But Ray Phoenix did the best he could. I actually said that exactly. He did the best he could on the night.
yeah,
I know a
he's
lot of people.
WrestleMania debut too, yeah.
I know a lot of people. We were saying a lot of people are kind of pissed off. Oh, why is this guy put in here? But it's the closest thing to Ray that they could have
Yeah,
done.
it is. It is. It was good though. I liked it.
It was short. It was less than 10 minutes. It was
Yeah, I think it's about 7, 8 minutes, wasn't it?
yeah.
Tiffany Stratton defeated Charlotte Flair. She retained her women's championship, chipped two in the process. But listen, the entrances were good. Charlotte Flair posted on socials afterwards. You win some, you lose some. What's next for Charlotte Flair, Phil? And what's your thoughts on Tiffany's performance?
I saw Ric Flair put up a tweet saying that this was the best match on the card, and I don't think so was. I think
Yeah,
I actually think LA Knight match was better. I think this was the third best match on, and I was hoping that this would be at least a 3 star, and I think it was just about that.
yeah,
I don't think it was very good. Like I think it was good, but I don't think it was like I don't know. There was just there's something missing because I was talking. One of the lads messaged me there about it. Said that Austin Brett. They should just win Austin Brett on the match. They should just beat
yeah.
him up. And I was like, I agree with you. I don't think they're going to do it because they have too much. They don't have to. I don't want to use the word respect, but it's almost like they don't want to put each other over.
Yeah, I know what you
They
mean.
definitely don't get along.
Outside of it looks like that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. And Charlotte then trying her best to smile and be happy when the match was over, going to the back. But yeah, it's no Rhea and Charlotte. That's people. If people are saying that as good as that, I can't see it. Um,
Yeah.
it
Now,
was
Tiffany has surprised a lot of us, though. I think, look, what she's done in the last 12 months has been good, but her stock, like the entrance was great. She's facing, I always say this, I think Charlotte's the best of all time when it comes to female wrestling, and I generally mean that. But it was a long match. I think the match was over 15, 16 minutes, maybe
it
closer
was
to the
nearly
20
20.
mark.
Yeah, it was nearly 20.
But it was a good match, and I think Tiffany's stock has gone up, but I'll be curious to see what Charlotte Flair does next.
Yeah. Her entrance was epic. I have to say,
Mm.
Tiffany's entrance was epic. I love
Yeah.
The Barbie holograms and the videos were cool. Um,
Hmm.
I would be interested. Like, does Sharon take a break? Like, I don't think she should. She might.
It, de- it depends on what's going on because she's been through a lot these last couple of months. But like, she is no doubt the greatest female wrestler of all time, and in my opinion, she's definitely Phil got another couple of years. I think like
I
what is she 39? I'd say another 3 4 years at the top, no problem.
I think if it was me, I would actually put her in the tag team. Put her in a tag team.
Would you put her in with?
I was talking to my brother about it. I think someone up and coming. I would have said like Jade Cargill, but she's well gone. But somebody kind
Hmm.
of up and coming that's kind of going to be on to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to pick someone that will actually become the finished article,
yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
the diamond.
Interesting to see. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. What's your thoughts on Charlotte Fair, guys? Let us know in the comments below who you think, what you think she might do next. But I think the match that everyone wants us to talk about right now is the main event of night one. Seth Rollins defeated CM Punk and Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman had a big part to play. First of all, the match was over 30 minutes. I absolutely love this match. Wasn't surprised with the ending, but I think Phil kind of predicted this along
I
the
said it
lines.
last week. Yeah,
Yeah, so
I thought Seth Rollins would win, but I didn't know how. I didn't think they'd go with the Heyman stuff, but they did. So
is it good moving forward that Heyman's with him?
it is, but he can't come out doing the same stuff he did with Roman. Like he can't come out saying you're my visionary, you're my. It's just like if they start doing that, it's just like pointless.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, but I don't think they will though. I think it'll just be more.
it's true. We'll see. We'll see tonight now when if they're together or not. But I think this is only the start of the storyline. Um, Unfortunately, if you're like me, you don't want to see Roman and Seth anymore. You will be seeing it for another year at least.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it
think
looks
they're
that way, doesn't it?
WrestleMania next year it'll be Seth and Roman.
Does
Um,
Mox come back in between? I know he's contracted to All Elite, but is there some swing in his contract that he can come back?
don't know. The way things are going, I'd say no, because Tony
Mm.
Khan just didn't even allow Sting to be in the Hall of Fame. So,
Yeah, which is
but
interesting.
saying that, we're going to see. I think we're seeing that match next year at WrestleMania, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Uh,
Yeah, I think so too.
I just really hope that's not for a world belt. That's my only gripe about it. I just think
But
people.
I think,
I just think people
yeah,
don't want to see this as their main attraction anymore.
yeah, it's had its cycle, like, you know what I mean? But who knows? Like a 12-month period, you know, is a long time between now and then, you know? So I'll be curious to see what does happen.
The only thing about it is that Roman has never defeated Seth, so that's the angle they're going to go with.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. But overall, a good match, and a decent night one. So, Phil, best match of night one for you.
That main event, without a doubt,
Perfect.
has to be
Perfect.
the worst match. I'd
Perfect.
say Jey Uso, or no, not. I'd say Jey Uso because of how flat it was, but actually the New Day is probably the real match that like you could have went to the bathroom on.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I take your opinion on board, and it matters here at WrestleSlam. So that is our predictions and or not our predictions, Jesus, our take of night one. We gave our predictions on the last show. So night two, obviously April 20th, that was a Sunday night, which is last night. Um, 7 matches on the card, okay? And this is one I'm really excited to talk about. Io Sky defeated Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley by pinfall. A 14-minute match. Phil, what was your thoughts on that? I think you predicted that as well, didn't you?
Yeah, to be fair, it was so much better crowd wise
Yeah.
matched compared to night one's opener. Uh,
Mm.
it was really good. There was some really good stuff in there, and I think the right person won because I know there was massive boos when Bianca came out. Uh,
Yeah.
like it was really loud. It was. Do you reckon people are just tired of Bianca, or is it just the typical marks trying to ruin a match?
Typical marks, I'd say. Look, you look at the three, like Rhea, Bianca, and Io. They're all super talented.
Yeah,
I just think like that we've seen Bianca and Rhea dominate for a while.
yeah,
And Io Sky, I suppose she deserves a run now, you know, and she is actually a very, very good wrestler, as you know.
yeah. The big thing that I found in this match is Bianca Belair's WrestleMania streak is over.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't think she'd get pinned,
mm,
but she did, and now that means they will not be doing a streak with her, which
yeah.
could be good or bad depending on how you see things. Maybe Taker's the only one that should ever have that on.
Streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's interesting. I didn't even think of that now until you said it, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Good match. I must say I enjoyed that one.
There was one
Um,
particular spot that I went, whoa, where she did a moonsault off the top, and I think it was Rhea put her, you know, the way they put their legs up, but like
yeah,
her back landed right on her back, and I was like, I'd never seen it that like that before. That was something that was
that,
crazy. It was nuts.
yeah, yeah. No, it was. Yeah, no, good match for me. If that match was on night one, it probably would have been top two for me. But it was night two, and it was a great match, and it's definitely one of the top matches for me. The next match was Drew McIntyre defeating Damian Priest by pinfall. Obviously, he took a selfie mid-match, but Sin City Street Fight. Phil, what was your thoughts on McIntyre defeating Damian Priest? It needs to end. That.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I
think
mean?
so.
That
I
good.
think it is ending now. The funniest part was when he did the spot again
Mm,
with the phone.
yeah,
He took a photo of saying bored at work or something and put it up on Twitter.
I've
Uh,
seen that.
yeah. I thought that the entrances were too long in this one. Um, at the start, I remember making a note that I was like, "This is taking way too long to get down to the ring." Uh,
Mm,
but I thought it lacked something because I remember I said last week this would probably be one of the matches of the night.
yeah.
I did like it, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would.
Mm,
I don't know what it is. Is it just obviously the right man won because Breeze McIntyre needed a huge victory. Um,
yeah.
but it's saying that I didn't think it was particularly brilliant. Um, but it was good. Like it's
Yeah,
leaps and bounds ahead of like the second match in night one with New Day.
yeah.
But 2 for 2, I was thinking, when I was watching, I was going, okay, this is much better. There's two good matches, um, and this is going pretty good.
Like I'm a massive Drew fan, so I'm happy he won. No, I'm a big fan of Damian Priest. I like what he's done, but it's just yeah, it's an interesting one. Like I think
Like Priest is dead in the water the way he lost. Like,
it looks that way. It looks
oh,
that way, definitely. Yeah, it
yeah,
looks that way. But like like Drew has accomplished almost everything in that company. Like he's obviously he's won the WWE Championship twice. He's a World Heavyweight Champion. I think he won the NXT Championship, Intercontinental Championship. He's a Raw Tag Team Champion. What does that leave? It's just the United States Championship, is it?
yeah, he won that when he was very young. Like,
United States Championship, yeah.
yeah, I think he won that like in 2000 and Jesus, when was he just chosen one?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
When
yeah,
he was Vince McMahon's boy,
yeah, yeah. But I
and
tell you,
that's like 2008 or 9 or something.
was it? Yeah, yeah. Jesus Christ, yeah. He's won everything. So really,
He's won everything, but he just, yeah, sure, he's Royal Rumble and yeah, he pretty much, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So a very dominant career, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Drew in these next couple of weeks. The next one is the one everyone's talking about, and what a pop! Dominic Mysterio defeated Braun Breaker, Balor, and Penta in a fatal four-way match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And let's be honest, I think the crowd erupted when Dominic won that.
People have really gone towards that. I actually thought Dominic would end up being the heel. It doesn't look like it.
Mm.
I think they're gonna have to retrack it. Um, Dominic Mysterio was just on fire in this, and again he had a cool entrance. I love the mask.
Mm.
Um, but overall, this match was just full on non-stop action from the get-go, and it wasn't even that long. It was only about 10 minutes. But
Yeah, it was a short match. Yeah,
so much stuff in it. Um, and Penta looked good. A lot of people online were actually saying Penta should have won.
yeah. Too soon though, maybe.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot more storyline between Dom and Finn. And
Yeah.
I actually said that last week that they were going to play into that, and it was good that Dominic pinned Finn.
Yeah, I think so. For the storylines moving forward, definitely, yeah.
It's just be interesting now to see where Braun Breaker goes from this. Um,
Yeah.
is he going
Yeah.
to main event? Like he's more than capable. I could see it. I could actually see it
Yeah.
happen.
I think so too. I think so too. Like he's like a two-time Intercontinental Champion, a two-time NXT champion. Many big matches there for him, like you know what I mean. So it'll be interesting to see what does happen. But great income, and congratulations to Dominic Mysterio.
Loved how he came back
The,
in there at the end. He ran back and ran up on the turnbuckle.
and, and got a big pop again. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I did love that. Randy Orton was waiting in that ring for an opponent to come out, and lo and behold, Joe Hendry is there. Decent match, Phil. That was a decent match. It was
Very
quick.
short, but yeah, it was good.
It
I
was
love
quick
the
again.
Randy Orton turning around and mocking him. I thought that was quite funny. A
Yeah.
lot of people online actually said that this is ruining TNA and TNA look ridiculous, but like I don't I like I we watched the rest of it. I didn't see a burial. I know the match was
No.
short, but I didn't see like so after the match Randy Orton was holding him up hand up in the air.
And then RKO, I'll give him the
Yeah.
RKO again.
Nobody kind of just praised him around a bit, like waved him up a bit like this guy is I think I think what happened with this is it's the old wrestling adage where it's like, oh, we don't like who it is, so it's not good. Um,
Yeah.
People wanted
Yeah.
Rusev, and they got Rusev's lawyer. That's what I saw online. I thought that was very
Yeah.
good.
No, that's true. But it was good. Look, it was
I
good
think
to see.
Rusev is going to be on Raw tonight, though.
Who is?
Rusev, I think he's coming on Raw tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so
Yeah,
too. Yeah, interesting one. Congratulations to Randy Orton. I think it was his 20th WrestleMania. Randy, you're a legend.
fundamental.
Yeah. Logan Paul defeated AJ Styles. Oh my God. By pinfall, Phil. by pinfall. The great AJ Styles has lost to Logan Paul. Thoughts on that match? It was quite a long match.
It didn't live up to the hype of the match. There was a couple of things that bothered me about it. I liked it, and again, it was better than some of the stuff that was on the first night. The finish was really, really bizarre. Uh,
Yeah,
with carrying Cross trying to, I love that bit with Cross trying to get AJ to put on the knocks and stuff. But the end of the match where for Logan Paul just hits AJ with an open fist without the knocks on. I think maybe I'm just old school. I'm like, why didn't he put the knocks on and just nail him? It
yeah.
didn't make any sense to me. Um,
I
and I
know.
thought
Yeah,
that it just felt overly flat, but it was fine. But like you'd expect a lot better. Like this is definitely not up on AJ's uh highlight reels, I suppose. It was
no,
good,
it's not.
but it wasn't anything spectacular. It was just fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was very, very interesting.
Yeah, like the feud
I
itself, I think is do you know what it is? I think the feud itself is forced. I think
Yeah.
deep down, both men didn't want like both men didn't want this.
No, they didn't. You know what I mean? But they were lucky then to be on the card at the same time.
That's the thing. Like Logan Paul now probably thinks he should be fighting like CM Punk or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It might come though. It might come, do you know?
I'm a firm believer like that he's going to be a world champion, Logan
Yeah.
Paul. They're just
But
making they're just making him
yeah.
go through the ropes at the moment.
He's a decent wrestler. Like you have to give him props, you know?
Yeah, yeah, he's very. And the thing is, he's like McGregor. He talks a lot of shit
Yeah.
and gets people talking.
Yeah, he does. He always will too. So yet again, Logan Paul defeats AJ Styles via pinfall. The next one is the one, I suppose, that everyone was talking about for many reasons. Obviously, Bailey could not take part in that match, and we were wondering
Yeah,
who would team with Lyra Valkyria to take on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for them women's tag team championships. Now, when we did our show last week, we could have predicted that it might have been Becky Lynch. We were
we thought
thinking
she'd appear on
also,
the we thought she'd appear on the show, but we weren't sure where.
yeah, and then we were obviously thinking outside the box. We were mentioning all the Irish stars. We were mentioning, Katie Harvey. We mentioned, Raven Creed, Anita Vaughan. Do you know what I mean? That we were just trying to hype up something that was huge because obviously we love that Irish connection. So obviously we got Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch returned, huge pop. You could see Lyra quite emotional. Obviously Becky coming to that ring, and they were crowned tag team champions, and that means now that we have a two-belt Lyra. And incredible. You could see afterwards, you see the post WrestleMania interviews. Lyra's face lit up. She was so emotional.
Yeah,
And Becky Lynch, obviously, no doubt one of our heroes. So, like, that was incredible to have two Irish people as the tag team champions. And it's been a great year because obviously JD and Balor won the tag team
yeah.
championships as well. So, it's good and it's good for business. And were you happy to see that one, Phil?
It was good, but I feel really bad for Bailey because there's no injury there. There's no injury there.
Yeah. Why do you reckon that happened? What's the
I, ju-
reason
I,
behind it?
if I was to be deep down, and I'd hate doing like these theories
You
about.
don't have. You don't have to do it.
Oh no,
I'd
I
bet
had
that
one
you.
in my head about it. I was like, in a way, WWE knew they didn't have the Rock, so they needed moments. So
Mm,
I think they decided, okay, Rock's not going to be on this. We need something. Okay, so Becky Lynch. I think Becky was inserted when they knew the Rock wouldn't be on the show.
yeah.
I just got that feeling when I was watching it.
Was she ready to come back? Do you think?
Oh, I think she's been ready for a while.
Mm,
Um, but this is a definition of a moment in time rather than the match quality.
yeah.
Um, and again, obviously, all the whole thing with Liv and Becky last year in the cage match and all that kind of stuff. So
Mm,
it made sense that it was Becky. Um, and again, as you said, Lyra being in there with her hero and being come tag team champions with her.
yeah.
It's always going to be something special. Um, it just felt weird because I'm a big Bailey fan, and I just didn't. I didn't like how she was removed.
Yeah. No, I
But
get that. I'm sure.
I understand why it happened, but I just didn't wish. I wish there was other ways around it.
No, I get it completely. We'll probably hear more in due course, but it's just interesting that Bailey was removed. I'm happy the match still happened. I'm happy Lyra had her first, I suppose, WrestleMania moment. Big fan of Becky, and obviously like herself and Bailey done the photo shoots and stuff. So we were all kind of invested into that. But look, I suppose it is what it is. We could talk more about that next week. We'll
Just
go to the last match.
just
Yeah,
before the
sorry, go on.
last match, right? Just 2 seconds before the last match. I know we don't have long left. Um, Austin came out to do the attendance record, and he came out on that 2x4, not 2x4, the quad bike. And
Yeah.
he went around the ring and hit the barrier and ended up hitting a fan.
Hmm.
Um,
Is it being made out worse than what it is? Because that barrier is there to protect impact. So I don't think, was it bad?
it looked bad because Nick Khan came over and tried to cool it down a bit. The problem is
Hmm.
Austin hasn't drove that in years. He was
Yeah.
going way too fast, and there was also all the prime bottles that were over the side. They all spilt
Hmm.
all over the floor. So there was like 40 bottles of prime after spilling all over the floor.
Hmm.
When he went too fast, he couldn't stop because of the water. The bottles of prime were all over the place.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
I think it just because it was on live TV, it doesn't look good. I
Yeah.
don't think it's
Yeah.
good. I think there'll be either a lawsuit or a very quiet. You can meet all the wrestlers kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I completely understand. Hopefully the fans okay, but
And
sometimes I suppose things are.
she put up a tweet saying that she had to leave the arena, so we'll
Hmm.
see what happens.
Yeah. Jesus.
Happened years ago with The
Remain.
Rock as well. Years and years ago, Rock got sued.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he got sued for quite a bit too, did he?
I think it was thrown out actually. I didn't know. I don't think he won. I don't think
Yeah,
they.
we'll have to look into that. Right, we'll wrap up. So we quickly have to go. John Cena defeated Cody Rhodes to become the greatest of all time, 17-time champion
Uh, I
of the world.
I liked this match. People do not like this match, and I
Hmm.
think there's people out there saying this is the worst WrestleMania match. WrestleMania main event of all time need to get their head examined. People saying this must have only started watching when it became WrestleMania 30.
Yeah,
I can tell you now, there's at least 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 main events worse than this. Okay, the ending was crap. John Cena hitting him
yeah.
with belts. It's so deflating. It's so bad. And the other thing that really annoyed me was Travis Scott coming down to
Travis
the ring.
Scott.
Yeah, he walked the ring
Hmm.
mid-match and took a full entrance and took forever to come out.
Yeah,
And obviously, no Rock pissed people off as well. So people were just pissed
yeah.
off.
There was a lot of people actually snapping that The Rock wasn't there. Even Raj from WrestleLink
But
said, you're either in or you're not." You know what I mean?
exactly, and if he does not in, just stay out of the thing.
Hmm.
Like what they did at Elimination Chamber, they should have done tonight. John Cena should turn heel on at the end of that match.
Yeah,
Like that's the way it should have ended at WrestleMania, not Chamber.
definitely.
Like that same ending. If they did that exact same ending, I guarantee you no one would complain.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it.
And
I get
also
it.
the match was about as flat as the build up. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
But it isn't the worst because I've seen the worst. For me, I think WrestleMania 2 was probably the worst main event I've seen. Um, I could probably I'm not going to go into it because I could be here all day. We don't have time. WrestleMania 2 is what
no,
is the worst. WrestleMania 2 was in 3 locations. It's the worst WrestleMania you'll ever watch.
yeah, no, it was. It was. That's another topic. It's
Oh yeah, like
uh,
people just see the new fans just only have watched wrestling for the last 12, 15 years. So you're only going back to like 25, WrestleMania 25. Anything
yeah,
before WrestleMania 25, they probably haven't seen.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree. It's going to be debatable. We're going to leave things cool on for another week before we go back into it next week. I think we need to dip into a bit of WrestleMania next week again, and obviously Raw. But
Yeah, Raw as well.
night one, night two, yeah, night one, night two. Obviously Raw tonight. It's going to be explosive, no doubt. But many moments, many things that will come out in the next few days, but that's our take on night 1 and night 2.
And then again,
Matt's not, yeah.
I'm going to leave it on one thing, right? Go watch the Karrion Kross promo.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. But what were you going to say about Matt?
I just said Matt will be back next week, and I was going to mention that Karrion Kross. Go watch that Karrion Kross promo. He was on with us. He was on with us 3 weeks ago, and just a good guy. I really hope he gets the push he deserves.
Yeah, me too.
So that's us here at the WrestleSlam team with our WrestleMania after show, guys. We hope you all enjoyed WrestleMania. We'll have more news next week, but for myself, Jerry Collin, and from the one and only Phil Conley, we will catch you later. Thank you for tuning our way. Leave any comments below, and we'll see you soon, guys. Adios.